Yo, what's going on, guys? All right, I got an oldie but a goodie for today. Having some issues with high rail pressure, so I'm getting codes for high field rail pressure. Yesterday I checked it out, cleaned up the connector, put everything back together. I was gonna change the rail pressure sensor, but it came out okay, and that's because I had an extra laying around. So basically clean the connector up, mess with the pins a little bit, kind of squeezed them, and put it back together, and everything was good. So I let the truck go. Today, same issue, erratic idling, surging, low power. So truck came back. I went ahead and I switched the rail pressure sensor just in case, just to make sure that's not from a known good one. I took the good one out and I put the good one in this truck, and basically put everything back together. And what do you know, I start the truck and automatically have reduced engine power, and my rail pressure is reading straight 33,000 topped out. So I go and check the connector on the sensor, make sure I plugged it in and that it actually snapped in, it was making contact, and it was. So I checked the voltage on the sensor connector, and that was all good. So I'm like, what the hell? But I was getting 5 volts on the sensor side. I was getting a ground, and on the return side I was getting 4.6. so I pulled the as you can see here, and I'll show you what codes I had previous to this. I believe it's not now. Get out of the way. Here we go. I was dealing with these right here. So you got a don't worry about the reductant pressure, that's DEF. Fan control, that's not part of the problem. The field rail pressure sensor circuit high, and the field rail system pressure 2 high, bank 1. So these are both bank 1. So I went ahead and I pulled the sheathing off of the harness itself. And by the way, X-Acto knife, perfect for getting that sheathing off, because it's a bitch, it's a pain in the ass. So after I was looking for a short or something going on here, I run my finger in this wire right here at the top, and I can feel the wire back here. There's literally, I can pull that apart and there's no wire in there. See that? So that sucker right there was causing an issue. It's just an old wiring harness. This truck is a 2012 6.7 liter Power Stroke. It's got close to 300,000 miles on it, 15,000 hours. I mean, it's worn out. Okay, so this shit will get you guys, because you're gonna get voltage, you're gonna get a ground on your meter, because I'm using my Fluke, and I was getting the ground, but it's fake. There's not enough wire or strand to actually carry the load, I guess you can say. And you'll look at your meter like, oh shit, that's good, yeah, but it'll screw you up. Okay, so you guys that are having issues with things, any harness, check your harnesses, check for rub throughs, feel the harness. If you get something floppy like this, you know there's no wire behind it, because there's no stiffness in that wire at all. So if anybody runs into this, hopefully it helps. I believe I was getting my 5 volts, that's usually your input from the ECU to the sensor, and then you have a sensor return and you have a sensor ground, and on the return I was getting 4.6 without even being plugged in. In reality, there should be nothing there because I'm not returning anything. But I'm gonna go ahead and get a new connector. The rail pressure sensor is good. I mean, that's why that's like what, 150 bucks, 160 bucks for that rail pressure sensor. And this connector I think is like 20 or 30 bucks, if that. I'm just guessing, don't quote me on that. But these are the kind of issues that you run into, guys, especially on these older trucks. A lot of vibration. I mean, the fan's right there, it's always pushing on that harness. Who knows how many people have been in here before me, you know what I mean, God only knows. And shit like this happens, so don't let it screw you up. If you want to load test shit like that, you can always use a light bulb. It shows, you know, say, quick example, you have a headlight that's dim and it's showing 12 volts. You know, what you can do is, well, not a headlight that's dim. Let's just say you have something showing that it's getting power and it's not working, okay? You can always use a light bulb to load test it. Use a ground out your light bulb, and then use the positive side of whatever's saying is getting power to power that light bulb. If that light bulb doesn't power up, that means that you don't have enough wire strand in there to carry the current. You know what I mean? But you'll get your 12.7, 12.8 volts, and it'll show on your meter. But there's not enough strand in there to actually carry the load. You know what I mean? So just a heads up, quick tip. Thank you all for watching. If you're having problems, hope this helps. And like I said, this goes for anything, not just for fuel rail sensors. It goes for anything that has a harness to connect it to it. So go ahead and like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Hope, you know, whatever you're working out turns out on the good side, not the bad side. So, all right, guys, we'll see you later.